G'day there guitar players, it's Michael here and today I've got a real treat for you. I'm going to give you one of my best blues guitar hacks which is going to be equally valuable for your lead guitar playing and your rhythm guitar playing. So buckle up and let's get into it. So this little trick is what I call the blues L shape, and it's a little fretboard pattern that I've noticed which is going to be really handy for playing chords, and it's going to help us navigate where the notes are when it comes time to solo and play licks. Basically what happens within the 12-bar blues progression, as you probably know, there are 3 chords. So if we're playing in the key of A, the chords are going to be A, they're going to be D, and they're going to be E. Now if I'm playing those chords on a single string, I've got to play A at fret 5, I've got to jump all the way up to fret 10 to play D, and then the E, if I'm on acoustic, is going to be pretty hard to do that, so I may have to jump down to this open string. Consequently, if I'm doing the A chord here, the D chord here, and the E chord here, I'm stuck in this one little spot, and I've got to change shape rather dramatically. So the blues L shape is exactly that. If you look at a fretboard diagram, what you'll notice is the note that corresponds to the 1 chord, in this case A, if we go directly below it, the note from the 4 chord, in this case D, is right there. And if we go 2 frets higher, the 5 chord corresponding to the E can be found there as well. So on any set of strings, you've got the 1 chord, and you've got the 4 chord, and you've got the 5 chord in this nice little L shape. I can play A here, and then I can go to this A, then this A, and I can get 3 octaves right here. And yes, if I do the A on string 5, I get that blues L shape. If I go to string number 3 to 2, it gets modified by 1 fret, so it's slightly different there. Let's take a look at that again up close. So this is handy because if I'm using any sort of movable chord shape, I can instantly apply it to this blues L shape. Let's take a look at your regular bar chords. So I can play the A bar chord, going to the D major bar chord, up to the E bar chord. I can easily turn that into the minor chord. I can do that with our 7th chords. And I can do any sort of extended jazz bass chord. And that's just on 1 set of strings. If I start using this blues shape, as long as I have triads and different voicings that line up with those shapes, I can go through and apply those patterns. So it is very, very handy for rhythm guitar playing. Now when it comes time to switch to lead guitar playing, these notes within this L shape are going to show us exactly where to begin our scale patterns. For example, if we're playing the A minor pentatonic scale, I just use those root notes as the foundation of my scale. On string 6, I can play the A minor pentatonic pattern 1. From string 5, we've got D minor pentatonic pattern 4. And if I go 2 frets higher, I've got the same pattern from E minor pentatonic. And that's just in 1 position. If I know all my pentatonic shapes, I can play that all over the fretboard. Here's my A, and that's going to connect to another D and another E. So it really is a handy shape you can use to solo using your scales. Now when it comes to soloing, we aren't just limited to scales. We can use this L shape as a springboard for our arpeggios and triad-based ideas, just like this. If I go up to the next string, that dodgy one that doesn't quite fit in, we can still build an arpeggio. Then another one, then another one. And one of my all-time favorite arpeggio licks goes like this. That's a bit of a Frank Gambale inspired one. Let's take another look at that slowly. So I'm playing the A major triad, and instantly the D under it, and I slide up 2 frets within my L shape. There's the E, then I play the A again on string 4, then I've got to switch the shape slightly for the D on string 3 to 2, 2 frets higher for the E, and then the A is under my finger again. So this blues L shape is absolutely fantastic. You can use it to easily navigate up and down the fretboard within the key of A, and of course I recommend that you try this out in the key of E, the key of G, the key of C. All the keys that you would regularly play when you're running through a blues, you can use this L shape here to connect your chords together and become an easy pattern to help you navigate when you're improvising. Now, before I share the last little tip in this video, if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. That way you can keep up to date with more great content I've got coming out, and drop a comment on something you'd like help with or a video you'd love to see so I know what to go out and create next. So my last little tip with this blues L shape is every time you learn a new chord and there's a 6th string shape and a 5th string shape, you want to run that through the blues progression. It doesn't matter whether it's these rockin' chords, or whether it's arpeggio shapes. Every time you learn a new movable pattern, run it through the 12-bar blues progression. And if you use this little blues L shape, you'll easily be able to move 3 patterns up and down within the space of 2 frets. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with more great content, and I'll see you in the next video.